Hey guys, it's Ashley.
And I'm Philip. We're back.
This is my dad, and today I'm going to have him react to Ill Mind of Hopsin 9. So I am a huge Hopsin fan. I love Hopsin. And he just released this song, and I think my dad's really going to be able to relate to it. So I am just interested to see what you have to say about Hopsin's Ill Mind 9. I've made you listen to Hopsin before, but it was a couple years ago, so I'm sure you don't even remember, and it definitely wasn't this song. So we're going to get into it.
Well, let's get her down.
Hey kids, today's magic number is gonna be the number 9. 9. Our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. And now your daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. Hell no, no, daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. All together, come on. Our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. And that's why daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Hell no, no, daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Oh, hello, son. I really wish I knew you. I'm your father you'll probably never be introduced to. You'll only see me on TV or maybe YouTube. But now I know your mama is probably dating some new dude. So how you liking Earth? Are you loving your existence? I wasn't at your birth, cause your mother made me miss it. I tried to get a visa, I applied and they denied it. Cause your mama told the police that I beat her, she was lying. And now I'm banned for something bad that I ain't even do. There's a lot of land and water separating me and you. You're far away in Australia and I am in America. So I cannot be there to do all of the things a parent does. This is my attempt at me raising you from a distance. You have Hopsin in your blood. You are special and you are gifted. The punishment your mother is giving me doesn't seem fair. Just know I love you, son, and I'm wishing that I could be there. Our lives could have been so good, but my man could fuck it all up.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do relate. And
Yeah, I figured you'd relate to this one.
yeah. So for those of you who don't know our backstory, I really had to fight to see my kids, and there's not enough people doing that. There's not. Excuse me. That sounded confusing. There's not enough people fighting against people having to fight to see their children, especially fathers, in this day.
I think that there's a lot of fathers that aren't fighting as hard as they should. I mean, the system is way stacked against dads, way stacked against dads. So, I mean, sometimes it's really difficult, especially when you're dealing with a piece of crap, to to be able to see your kids. So he was in Australia doing a tour or something, and he met this girl, and she got pregnant, and he was back in the U.S.
Oh, so this is a true story.
This is about Hopsin and his son. And so he came back to the U.S., and then when he was on his way back to Australia, she told him that she was working at a strip club while she's pregnant. She was working at a strip club, and he found out she was sleeping with some guy, and then he told her he wanted a DNA test, and then she basically told the cops, like, he hit her. And then they wouldn't let him come back to Australia. He can't see his kid.
Wow.
And I mean, he never even got the DNA test, so he doesn't know 100% that it's his. But the fact that he still cares so much, even though he's obviously dealing with a psycho, awful, evil person.
And I know what that's like.
Yeah, and he still cares even though he's not 100% that that's even his kid. I mean, is a big thing. And some people when they watched it said, he sounds so angry, and I was like, okay, well, if you couldn't see your kids, you would sound angry too, especially if somebody lied about you.
Yeah, there is a negative though. I will say that one of the things is his kid grown yet?
No, his kid's a baby. His kid's baby.
Don't say anything bad about kids' mom in front of them. You don't do that.
Well, his baby's not searching YouTube yet.
Now your daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. Hell no, nope, daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. Now sing it with me, son. Our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. Yeah, that's it. And that's why daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. That's why what? No, daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. I know you and your mama staying with her parents, Bill and Kirsten. You're partially black. I'm confident they're feeling nervous. They don't like colored people, and their lives are still a burden. They assume you're gonna grow up shooting guns and stealing purses, but that's not true. Son, don't be sad. I know you're not like that. You know I got your back. Listen, here's a funny joke that you can tell your grandmother. She looks like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Oh, I forgot. You're too young to know what that is. But that's the kind of thing I like to say to plumpy fat chicks. The humps on mom's chest are not real, they're elastic. And if you look closely, you can see she's made of plastic, like a toy. You're my boy, my son, my friend. I promise we gon' be together somehow in the end. I am very ashamed that you don't have my last name. Every night I go to bed and I'm feeling this wicked pain because our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. And now your daddy doesn't fuck with your mama.
Okay, so I don't agree with what he says, but here's a very good point with that.
I didn't think you'd agree with him. I just thought you'd relate to the.
Yeah, I relate to it, but here's the thing, and it's very hard not to. But somehow you have to leave. You have to get the anger out of there. You can't raise kids with anger. I mean, it's tough. Trust me.
Look, I've actually gotten involved. You know, I went real deep into the MRA, the men's rights activist movement for a while, and I think that that's one of the big problems. Is a lot of it is angry like this, but you know, I have never been in a situation where I've had to deal with something like that. And if, you know, I all of a sudden couldn't see my kids, there was nothing I could do about it. But, you know, he was still taking half my paycheck. And, you know, I can't imagine how I would react to that. So, like, I'm not going to judge you. I would be friggin' pissed too. Like, I understand the anger, but you do have to be careful with the kids, because if you talk bad about the other person, you know, it might work to brainwash them when they're little, but they're going to get older and they're going to grow to resent you for it, and they're not going to appreciate it. And you know, the kids will realize what's going on in the end. Like, you can't brainwash them forever.
No, you can't. And look, I mean, hate's not good. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I was very, very angry. I just tried really hard to not let it show to my kids that I was angry. Sometimes I was successful, sometimes I wasn't. But you know, if you really love your kid, you want them to grow up without hate. You don't want them to grow up with hate. And
I mean, we knew you were angry, but you didn't really talk bad about mom. It was more like, you know, we knew you were mad because you couldn't see us, and we were mad that we couldn't get to see you. So it wasn't like, you know, I thought you were saying something about mom. It was just, you know, that's how it was. But that's, you know, that's stuff that people go through.
And to all you moms, that's another issue too. You have to realize that hatred is going to become a part of that relationship if you do that. Look, you can have issues with each other. Get together and grow your kids up, man. I mean, come on.
I've got a great relationship with my ex-husband.
Hell no, daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. You know what time it is, son? Our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. That's right. And that's why daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Daddy doesn't fuck with who? Daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Currently, my life has hit the floor. I can't lie to you, shit is hard. I should be building with the Lord. It could be what I'm missing, or maybe I should continue to hurt your mama and diss her more, just to relieve the tension that sits in my heart, cause it is sore. When I'm spitting bars about all my cash and exquisite cars, this was all my vision, and you were the one I did it for. My relationship with your mama is sitting in the morgue. After all this hell, I can't lie, I do what she did it for. Our lives are so unhappy, cause this world is cold and nasty. Just know your daddy don't condone having a broken family. I'm so sad we couldn't work out our issues for you arrived, and now you have to suffer cause mom and daddy have stupid lives. You're way too young to notice it, you don't deserve to go through this. If I do see your mom again, it's time I will assault the bitch. At least then I feel like my band-aid was justified. Look at your mom and thank her for fucking up all our lives and say, our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. And now your daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. Hell no, no, daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. Where's my choir at? Our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all. Mama had to fuck it all. So daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Daddy don't fuck with your mama. Daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Oh son, I'm sorry I can't be there with you, but I'll be there soon. But daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. No, 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 daddy doesn't fuck with your mama. Just know that our lives could have been so good, but mama had to fuck it all up. And that's why daddy doesn't fuck with my mama. Hell no. No, daddy doesn't fuck with my mama.
Okay, so all right, so look, that last thing all really kind of sums it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Why are kids so fucked up? There you go. That's why. You got women that don't want to let the dads into the lives of the kids. You got, women just being vindictive. Then you got dads when they are there, they're vindictive as hell. I mean, he's still talking about, well, you know what she said, I hit her. Why don't I? I mean, come on, dude. But be real. That's why kids are messed up. These are the type of families that we have now. And this is why our kids are messed up. And until we fix our relationships, this is the way our kids are going to be. And somebody's going to have to fix it. Or, he wants to fuck everything up. Hey, these kids we're bringing up, they're going to fuck everything up if we don't teach them freaking how to love and how to fix stuff instead of how to hate and how to be vindictive as hell.
How to respect. I'm sorry, but that is what is most remarkable today. Kids do not know how to respect each other. And do you know why that they don't know how to respect you? Because you don't know how to respect them. All you do is you open your mouth and yell at them. And if all you do is yell at your kids, you cannot be surprised when that's all your kid does. I say, when my kid asks me a question, I say yes ma'am and no ma'am to her. I say it to her because it makes it more likely for her to say it to me.
Yeah.
You have to show respect to get it. And I completely understand why he's mad in this situation. Honestly, I do. And I don't know what you would have done if you had that kind of platform. When you were going through what you were going through, if you could let the world know, like, hey, this is what she's doing to me.
That's very true.
You don't know that it wouldn't have been the same thing, but.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have been angry and all that. I'm not saying that at all. My entire point is this is how our families are growing up. So you got mama teaches baby to disrespect daddy. Daddy teaches baby to disrespect mama. Who the hell is the baby supposed to grow up to respect?
No.
Probably not theirself. And that's the biggest issue.
And that's why they're gonna be messed up. You gotta respect your kids, you gotta teach them respect, and you've got to respect your ex. If you are divorced, you still have a kid with that person. You cannot ruin their lives. It is not okay to not let them see the kid. Look, no one is perfect, and you might think, well, that their house isn't a perfect situation for my kid. Unless it is dangerous to them, you have absolutely zero right to not let, if you're a dad and you have the kids, or you're a mom and you have the kids, you have zero right to not let them see the other parent unless it is actually dangerous for them to be with the other parent. And it really messes kids up. Single parents, the outcomes for kids raised in single parent homes are awful. They are not good. They're way more likely to go to jail. They're way more likely to be poor. They're more likely to have kids. I mean, and it doesn't matter what metric you measure. kids from single parent families are worse off. And you can save a lot of that by not running the guy off. And if you're a guy, you can save a lot of that by not running off. Don't run off and fight. And I know he didn't run off, that he's trying to see his kid. And I think that that is honestly a lot of the situations. But there are absolutely guys who run off and don't take responsibility for it. And you got to stop it on both sides. And, you got to do it for the kids.
And whether it's his fault, whether it's her fault, there's a lot of kids growing up today without both mother and father trying to raise them. And I don't care if the kid's a boy, a kid's a girl, or what the situation is. Kid needs both. You know why? Because a dad is really good at teaching kids respect. A mother is really good at teaching kids love, and they need both. They need both. And one person can give both. I'm not saying they can't, but it's really hard. It's so much easier when you got both. So.
All right, guys. So let us know down in the comments what you think. Have you experienced this situation yourself? Give us your stories. Let us know what you think about this. If you like the video, like it. If you want to hear more discussions like these, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.
And if you're a kid in one of these situations, not a kid now, but if you were a kid in one of these situations, let us know how you turned out and what your parents did to help you get through it.
All right, bye, guys.